Item: SCP-441. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-441 is currently housed in a designated outdoor pasture at Bioresearch Area 32. The 100 square meters field is surrounded on all sides and bisected into two rectangular halves by a concrete wall 1 meter high. Once a month, a team of 6 D-Class personnel is to lead SCP-441 from whichever half of the pasture it is currently residing in through the gate in the dividing wall into the other half of the pasture. The previously occupied section of the field is then to be thoroughly cleaned. The field must be carefully examined for any instances of SCP-441-1, which are to be dug out at the root and incinerated. Fresh sod must be sown in places where SCP-441 has grazed or where SCP-441-1 has been removed. All personnel dealing with SCP-441 are to remain in proximity of less than 20 meters for no longer than 30 minutes. Any personnel showing any health problems whatsoever after contact with SCP-441 are to be examined by medical staff and reassigned. Description: SCP-441 is an adult male Jacob ram. Prolonged proximity to SCP-441 leads to a depressed immune system in humans. After approximately 30 minutes of exposure, D-Class test subjects showed markedly decreased white blood cell counts. After an exposure of an hour or more, subjects display symptoms of severe immune deficiency. After 90 minutes or more, the immune systems of subjects generally do not recover, and death results from massive infection. Laboratory's analysis of a tissue sample retrieved from SCP-441 revealed a clear viscous mixture of interstitial fluids and blood not unlike arthropod hemolymph. Cell structure is identical to mammalian cells but lacks a nucleus or apparent genetic material. It should be noted that SCP-441 now reacts with aggression towards any personnel wearing a standard issue Foundation lab coat. Patches of ground where SCP-441 has grazed begin to exhibit growth of SCP-441-1 after several days. SCP-441-1 resembles common pasture grasses, Poa, Festuca, and Lolium spp, but exhibits black pigmentation. SCP-441-1 tends not to grow beyond small patches, but appears to have a slightly higher growth rate in the shadowy areas around the concrete containment wall. Similarly to the tissue sample of SCP-441, analysis of SCP-441-1 has revealed a cellulose walled cell structure identical to terrestrial plants but lacking in a nucleus or genetic material. SCP-441 shows little interest in humans, but will make eye contact with any staff members entering its vicinity. Following a routine monthly cleaning, SCP-441 showed a marked and stubborn interest in D-1570, a schizophrenic. On-duty staff recognized this change in behavior and convinced D-1570 to participate in Experiment 441-1. See below.